This is TWiT.
Let's move on to, of course, the most famous thing from the keynote, of course, is the HomePod. Apple ended with it. I thought that we'd start with it because I don't think anybody wants the keynote to end with the most exciting and interesting thing. So the HomePod is what the Coneheads used to refer to as their house, but it's also their intelligent, smart, awesome speaker. We were all anticipating something like a Siri speaker, like Google Home or like the Amazon Echo. But what they gave us is they're really, really hammering home the point that this is redefining home audio. This is a totally new home audio component. Oh my God, the home audio. So it has a custom, really huge custom woofer that has been designed by Apple. It's got 7 tweeters all around it, and also an A8 processor, which is the same CPU that's in the Apple TV and older phones. So there's a lot of processing power in it, and it's not being used necessarily for Siri, according to the demo that they gave. The big upshot of this is that it will, I assume, using the tweeters as a form of sonar with all the array of microphones to figure out where the speaker is in the room, figure out, okay, I'm actually at the back of a room next to a wall, and there are 2 walls equidistant from my left and my right. Great, so I'm going to shape the sound so that it doesn't matter that I've been placed in a somewhat awkward location. There was also a long bit where they're trying to explain that not only that, but the CPU is actually also going to it sounded as though it was going to tear apart the audio that you're playing and sort of remix it. It will find out, okay, here's the vocalist. We will put the vocalist here. And because it's a big ceiling, we're going to have to really boost the vocal track here. Here are the drums. Here's some really deep bass. We're going to have to mute that, but also increase the dimension of it. The idea being that you're spending $350 or roughly 3 times the cost of a Google Home, but you're getting a really, really, really super awesome speaker. And I wasn't thrilled about the price of it myself, because once again, what I love about my smart speakers is that it's not I don't really buy it to have a really awesome home audio experience. I buy it so that I'm in my bedroom and I can turn my lights off without getting out of bed. And then when I go downstairs to the kitchen, I can listen to music while I'm washing the dishes and set a timer for something. I would much rather have the 3 Google Homes or the 3 Amazon Echo or the 2 Amazon Echoes than the one really immense, really wonderful speaker, no matter how great it sounds.
Why don't you just buy a clapper?
I could borrow one from my aunt. She probably still has one. The other stuff to know is that it's not compatible with Bluetooth. It is compatible with AirPlay 2, so it will technically work with any streaming service that you can stream off of your AirPlay compatible device, but it will only directly access Apple Music without some sort of intermediary, which is, I suppose, is necessary. But I would have loved to at least had Bluetooth as an option. I guess I'm not even going to have like a headphone jack I can plug my tape player into. So Kelly,
that's Apple's thing now, Andy, is they don't put in headphone jacks anymore. That's not a thing now.
Silly me. I should be happy that there are even speakers in this thing. Yes.
Well, I thought the speaker was really interesting, but what I wanted from Apple, and I don't know if I'm alone in this, but what I wanted from Apple was a Siri speaker the way I can have an Amazon speaker or a Google speaker, which is to say the point of it is not that it's a speaker. Like, I don't feel like Apple's going up against the Echo unit or the Google Home unit with this device. I feel like they're going up against stuff like Sonos, and I think there's a Bose system that works kind of the same way, but I think they're going up against those sorts of things. I don't think they're going up there. It doesn't seem like they're gunning for the Assistant, because it's like they built this amazing speaker that happens to have Siri. It was like Siri was almost the afterthought when they talked about it. They were like, look at all this amazing stuff, and Siri will answer you. But look at all this stuff it does.
Did they announce anything about HomeKit being available with or working with this speaker?
Yeah, they did. They did announce some updates to HomeKit, like including wireless speakers into AirPlay 2 is part of HomeKit. Part of AirPlay 2 is support for wireless speakers. So perhaps you could have. They didn't mention anything about the Sonos compatibility, but there's still a lot that can happen between now and September. But so in theory, perhaps you could have Siri working across, because HomeKit is all tied up into the same Rice Krispies tree.
So maybe one of the things that is hidden inside the speaker is like being the hub for the HomeKit stuff, being able to talk to HomeKit devices. I think the built-in processor is maybe an indication of that. So that it's like a mesh network of you can put a speaker in every room, and then the speaker will talk to the HomeKit devices that you have. I don't know if it works that way, but I would assume that is sort of like the idea.
My problem with it was I have awesome speakers. I already have awesome speakers. There's these two guys, Bowers and Wilkins, and they make fantastic speakers. And I have a bunch of them in my house. And we spent a lot of time and a lot of research, and we set them up, and they're amazing. And I have a receiver on the 2 levels where I have Sirius speakers. I have a receiver that does AirPlay. And so I AirPlay to those speakers when I want to hear stuff out of those speakers. So having the...
I see that Janie really, really agrees with you. Just woo, woo.
Having the awesome speakers wasn't the part of that I wanted. Like, because we had this conversation in my house like a year ago now. Hey, Best Buy has the Amazon unit on sale, the Echo unit. And then Mr. Kelly said, okay, so when is Apple going to come out with one of these? And I said, I don't know if they're ever going to. And the rumors that we're hearing don't really say anything that would lead me to believe that. And then he said, okay, I guess we'll get one and see if we like it, because they still have like a 30-day return policy at Best Buy. So he brought it home, and it's still here. And I have no interest in the new one. He has no interest in the new one, because we already have great sound systems set up wherever we wanted a great sound system. Yeah. So for people who are maybe getting into this, there may be a market for it, but I don't see it.